Men Talk Podcast. Say it loud. Brooklyn in the room.
I love being a part of the group. I love the brotherhood. One thing that I know is sure that when we're around, we're gonna have laughter, we're gonna have fun, we're gonna have food, and we're gonna share some thoughts amongst each other that we don't talk about on the outside. One thing that's pretty prominent in our communities is marriages. Do you have any say so? Do you have any feelings about men marrying and give the brothers some advice?
Marriage is hard work.
It's definitely hard work.
Marriage is hard
Definitely
work.
hard work.
Marriage is hard work. You got to be invested in it. I think that a thing that we miss sometimes is about getting. We hear about marriage counseling, and it's always after there's a problem. I think that there should be, and especially as a pastor, when I perform a wedding, I do marriage counseling before, because people sometimes think when they think of marriage, they think of the wedding. They don't
Right.
think of anything past the tuxedo, the dress,
Right.
the food, the
Right.
party. And I know that even when I got married, I think my husband and I, my ex-husband and I had an argument, and I looked at him and I said, "You could go home." And then it hit me. Oh, we sharing. Oh, you're home. I was like, oh, we got to make this work.
Good.
Unfortunately, everything does not work out. And
Good.
sometimes you grow apart. Sometimes you know, things just don't work the way you want them to.
Right.
We have a lot of men who are married, who have successful marriages. We have some that have never been married, some who are divorced, going through divorce. We have them all in the room. We did have two brothers, two real things that happened. One of them, one of the brothers that was a part of us, he was accused. He had an extramarital affair, and it was all over the news. It was all over the papers. And he came to the men and he was like, "Listen, the only thing I saw is the hurt that it brought my wife,
Right.
and I need support as I try to salvage my marriage." And the brothers gave him support. Another wedding I performed in the Bronx. I performed the wedding.
Wow.
The husband, unfortunately, was cheating. And the wife said, "You got to go to Pastor Byrd and the men. There's no way we're going to work on this marriage. There's no way I can talk to you until you go to talk to Pastor Byrd and the men." The men shared their stories, their testimonies. Some of them have been in the same or similar situation. And so they were able to give their, support. They were able to give good counsel. And, that's what it is. I do think that marriage is ordained by God. I think that marriage is definitely hard work, and it grows as you grow in it. It grows. It takes some strength.
Right.
It takes some compromise.
Right.
And love is just not the only thing you need. You need
that's
you need
right.
an understanding. You need commitment. And a lot of times, people are not committed to the process, but you got to be committed to the process.
That's so true. That's so true. Wow. 10 years you've been going at it. And I know you're being modest. Tell us about some of the challenges that you face being a founder of the group that you don't talk about and nobody knows about.
The financial challenges. I used to hear, I pay the cost to be the boss. I really pay the cost to be
Really?
the boss financially. But as I do take though that, I also know God always makes a way. Where God gives vision, he makes provision. And so, it's some hits, but through it all, God has definitely been at the forefront. He's made a way. He's one of the blessings that we had at one time. Somebody gave us a refrigerated truck and said the only thing you have to do is put the gas in it and drive it. So we've been extremely fortunate and blessed with some of the things. But I lead men. So sometimes that's hard because I never want to be the person to diminish who they are and who God has created them to be.
That's awesome.
So a lot of times my tone, they men. So, sometimes
Which
in the room.
I personally love your tone.
Oh, okay.
I personally
All right.
love your tone.
That's what your mouth says.
Uh-huh.
But nevertheless, sometimes, it can be You know, the men buck up. They have bucked up. They buck up in love, though. You know, I'm like, okay, okay, this is who you want to be today?
You
All
got to be
right.
strong to
Yeah.
lead men. You have to have a voice that carries weight and that also carries love too. And I can speak for myself. It's an equal balance, and that's why you're respected, and that's why we love being under your care. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful thing.
I really am thankful for the respect that I get. And even when we put on our uniforms, when the men put on their uniforms, they just have a different stride. They just strut.
Right.
Even when you said being with the men, that's the one thing that I love. That's the thing that makes it worthwhile when I want to give up, when I want to throw in the towel, is to see black men love on black men.
Right.
Oh, it's like we go to events and I say, take pictures of the event. They taking selfies. They taking pictures of each other. I got 300 pictures of themselves.
Right.
But I got like 50 pictures of the event.
Right.
Well, what happened? Oh, you know, and let me say this. One of the brothers said to me, I said, well, you took so many pictures of the brother. And he said, Pastor, you never know when one of us not going to be in the picture. That hit home for me because over the 10 years, we've lost 7 brothers and all good brothers. And it hurts. It hurts when you lose one of our founding members. He went to Atlantic City and had a stroke and never recovered. And he was our main supporter. He was making sure we had all the flyers, all everything. His sister's a member of my church. And so there's those loss. One of the brothers was walking by and we brought him in. He came back to the next meeting with his biological brother and his best friend. Biological brother is retired now and going back and forth, but he's still a part of Men Talk. They support us. But those are the things that hurt when you lose a good brother.
Right.
Not only to the organization, the movement, but to the family and the community. When you lose a good brother, it hurts all the way around, and it's felt, and it's an impact.
That's awesome. I mean, I could sit here all day and talk to you and bombard you with questions.
I pray you don't.
I only have a few more for you.
Don't.
I only have a few more for you because I know, being on the inside, that there is a documentary that has captured you and Men Talk for the last maybe 10 years. Talk a little bit about the movie and what should the viewers expect.
The documentary, I think it really captures the heart of Men Talk.
Yes.
It captures the brothers. The beginning is the funny part. Me lifting up a gate. I didn't even know someone had that on tape. Just greeting the people in the community. And a lot of times we don't know that someone's watching. But I'm a firm believer that someone is always watching. Nevertheless, whether you see a camera, whether you see a phone, somebody is watching. And I think that's what the documentary says to me. Somebody's watching us. They're not just watching the uniforms. They're watching the work. They're watching the heart. And the documentary captures who we are, that we're outside. We're at shooting responses. We're at community outcries. And let me say this. We don't get any money. We don't get any funding. We have put unfortunately, we do shooting responses, but we don't really do shooting responses. We looked at it differently. How do you just come and get on a bullhorn and start screaming at people? People are hurting. I think we've come and we've given out resources. We gave out masks during COVID when there was a shooting response. We gave out groceries. We gave out hugs. We gave out love. We really love our community. Our men love their communities. They love their people. They love each other. So what comes from us is love. And that's what you see in the documentary. You see the impact that we made. You hear from people that we've gone into their space and we loved on them. There's just certain times that we just show up and people know, oh, here come the love people. You know, not just Men Talk, here come the people. They're going to love on us. They know that we're coming. We're genuinely there. We're there with love. We're there with care. And we're there with resources.
That's excellent. That's excellent.
Morning.
Good morning, Khalil. How are you?
Wonderful.
Oh, you're wonderful. All right. Good morning. How are you? Good. Y'all have a good day and have a safe one. I like your green socks. Green, my favorite color. The man had green socks. I wanted to create a space where we could bring men into the space so that they could empower, encourage each other to getting back to that place where there was a brotherhood, where there was a safety net for the whole community. I am a firm believer when men get together and they stand up, it has a domino effect in the community. Women feel safe, children feel safe, elderly feel safe, and so now the community has a different spirit in it. It feels safe and it conducts itself in a safer way, and everybody looks out for each other.
So for a man who's listening, who wants to possibly become a part of Men Talk,
Yes.
how often do Men Talk meet, and what does a brother have to do to be a part of it?